So, Vince, it's prediction time, man. Notre Dame versus North Carolina, number 11. Notre Dame 6-1 against the 4-3 but dangerous North Carolina Tar Heels. This is a big game for Notre Dame. We've talked about what's at stake for Notre Dame. We've talked about things that we are going to learn about Notre Dame, good or bad, from this game. We've broken down the matchups that are going to be the most entertaining to watch. We have also talked about the keys to success and the keys to victory. Now, it is put up or shut up time, and neither of us are capable of shutting up, so it's put up time. It's time to start giving our predictions. So we're going to start with your prediction, Vince. Give us your score prediction and tell us how you see this game playing out.
Yeah, so my prediction is 34-21 Notre Dame. I think that I was tempted to go higher with the point total for Notre Dame. I really was. I think that they have an opportunity to go higher, maybe even break the 40s in this game. I haven't seen it yet on a consistent basis, so I need to see it first before I'm willing to predict
exactly what D-Rock said.
40 score. Yeah, I mean, I've got to see it first. I've got faith in this defense. Look, I'm saying that North Carolina is going to score 3 touchdowns on Notre Dame. I think that's a lot. And will they even get to that? I was thinking about going like a 17 in that neighborhood, but I was like, okay, Sam Howell, Josh Downs.
I don't see them holding this defense
right.
to the teens 2 years offense to 2 years in a row. I don't.
Right. And I was like, you know what? I think they're going to get in the end zone a few times. So I gave them 3 touchdowns. But again, I think Notre Dame outscores North Carolina. I think that this offense is going to build on what they did last week. I think they're going to go up and down the field. I think they're going to get touchdowns instead of field goals. For the most part, I like this Notre Dame offense where it's trending, and I have faith. Maybe it's blind faith that Brian Kelly and the offensive staff are going to continue to build on what they did, and so I see this team scoring some points. It would not surprise me in any way if they get into the 40s. It would surprise me if they were in the 20s, based on what we saw on Saturday and based on what I've seen from this North Carolina defense.
Correct. When we see some predictions from other people, Anthony L., there were some predictions about 45-17, and he says, y'all are much more confident than I am. Notre Dame 27-16. I get that. I think part of it is Notre Dame was scoring 24 to 27 points against teams that had really good defenses. This is not a very good defense, and that's the thing for me. And by the way, Anthony, you asked me to put a long sleeve gap closer shirt up. I told you I'd have it within 24 hours. It was up within 24 hours, and yet I haven't sold that shirt yet. So I'm just trying to understand. You asked me to put this up, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I did my part. Now it's your part to step up to the IB merch store and get that long sleeve gap closer shirt. But for me, it's 38-24. To me, I look at this as like, and Chad Williams has a score that's similar to mine. I could see a thing where North Carolina punches one in late to make it 38-30. The Searchers thinks there's going to be a lot of offense this weekend. I have confidence in this defense is going to, they've played some good offenses and none of them have been able to score a bunch on this defense. The only team that's really scored a lot on this defense is Florida State.
Yeah.
And Toledo didn't score 29 points on this defense. They scored 22 points on this defense. Virginia Tech scored 23 points on this defense. Cincinnati scored 24 points on this defense. Now, this defense hasn't been like a lockdown, knock your socks off group yet, right? I just haven't seen a team come out and just light them up, really. And I don't think we're going to see that for 60 minutes in this game. I'll be disappointed if we do.
Yeah.
I think what's going to happen is they're going to do what they did last year. There's going to be some success early because, again, as we said yesterday, was it yesterday when we talked about the deep? Yes, yesterday. It can be challenging at first to get caught up to the speed of this kind of offense, not just the speed of their players, but more so the speed of the tempo and the scheme. We saw that last year. And then you kind of, okay, we've got a couple seasons in our belt. Now we pull them back. And, I think the key for me is I think Notre Dame is going to have – I think the key, the difference between whether or not Notre Dame is going to have success the way that we think of it is going to be what we see on first and second down. And it's a perfect example last year that leads to, that adjustment early. Last year on North Carolina's first 10 first or second downs, they had 10 plays for 128 yards. Half of those 10 plays went for at least 13 yards. On their next 31 first or second down snaps, and they scored 14 points on those 2 series. That was on 2 series. On the rest of the game, they had 31 snaps on first or second down for 112 total yards. They had 6 plays of 10 or more yards. The rest of those, so that means 25 snaps were 9 yards or less. And I'm counting here, they had 18 plays of 3 yards or less on first or second down. That's going to be just as big of a key this year as it was last year. I think eventually they're going to start playing well on first or second down. I think this coaching staff on defense has adjusted well in games for most of the season. And I think that eventually they'll get caught up and start to shut North Carolina down. The Notre Dame offense will clean up at least one of their mistakes from last week and add another touchdown onto the board, is how I see it. So, like, instead of missing a field goal in the first drive, Kevin Austin catches that ball, they punch it in, and it's 38 instead of 31. It's kind of how I see it. If Notre Dame plays to its full potential, I could see this game being far more convincing. But, I mean, we're 7 games now. I need to see that before I start predicting it. So that's kind of my thing, and that's my prediction. We have some other predictions here, Vince, before we get rolling. Irish Joe is predicting that Marcus Freeman and the staff put themselves in position for huge pay raises with that win.
Love that.
Tommy Gunn says first shootout of the year by Notre Dame standards. I would encourage you to – I would say that would be the second shootout because that's only 1 point difference from what we saw against Florida State. But, yes, first one since then. Sean Hunter, 38-27 Notre Dame. Old Grimm, 34-20 Notre Dame. Let's see here. Bill Kostrup, 34-17 Notre Dame. Tim Sully, 38-21 Notre Dame. JP Buellsfield, Notre Dame 2, North Carolina 0 in 10 overtimes. JP is predicting that we are going to have the worst rainstorm in Northern Indiana history, which is how you're going to get to the 2-0. So I don't think we're going to see that one
ever.
Yes. And then Neil Wachter, of course, is the complete opposite of that. He sees 48-46 in 5 overtimes. So that is it. And then the last couple, let's see here. Chad Williams has a prediction for the Michigan State game. I'm only putting it up because he refers to Michigan as the Skunk Bears, which I always appreciate. Let's see, Curtis Hewitt, 48-17 Irish, but put it up earlier. Must have missed it. Notre Dame will score, in my opinion. Caleb Collins thinks Tyree is going to have a breakout game now that he's back. And then Rob Thidoff, 52-28 Notre Dame. So that is going to do it, everyone. Thank you so much, Michael Rudiger, getting his in late. Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. I'll be back tomorrow for a mailbag, 12:30 Eastern. So we'll have that tomorrow. I answer all your questions about Notre Dame recruiting. I'm going to have some things that are going on at Irish Breakdown that I'm going to bring up tomorrow that I'll start off with that I'm excited about, and then we'll dive into your questions. So we will have that tomorrow. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. I want to thank everybody for joining us all week. We had a pretty good crowd again today. Well, hopefully we have a good crowd tomorrow. Of course, we'll have a post-game show on Saturday. We'll have our Upon Further Review on Sunday. So before you leave, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, sign up for the Irish Breakdown message board. And for those that are still part of the show, I'm gonna do something fun here. So I'm gonna do a giveaway. The first person that signs up for an annual membership to the Irish Breakdown message board is going to get 2 tickets to this weekend's game. So if you want 2 tickets to this weekend's game, the Notre Dame North Carolina game, sign up for an annual membership. The first one that does it is going to get that. And awesome. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm doing it late because I want to, the people that leave early, when we start the end, the people that leave early, they missed it. We're going to do that. So if you sign up for the annual membership to irishbreakdown.com, you see the link below. You're going to get 2 free tickets to this weekend's game. So everybody have a great rest of your day. We will talk to you again very, very soon.